Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a 1st down.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Come on.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. An Eagle 1st down, Wentz to Ertz. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
From midfield, here's Wentz. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a 1st down as well.
Can't have enough good pass-catching tight ends in the NFL. And the Eagles, they wanted to replenish their stock. They lost Trey Burton in the offseason, so they selected Dallas Goedert out of South Dakota State in the 2nd round, and he is nothing but a big-time pass catcher.
What a great story, because South Dakota State didn't offer him a scholarship out of high school. He walked on there.
Yeah, so now Zach Ertz has a running mate at tight end.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Nice play there to force the incompletion, and to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now Wentz again. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Here's Sproles. Open space inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Darren Sproles, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Eagles are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings now heading onto the field. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. A give. This is Cook. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Oh, it floated on him, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-six TD. Elliott now to add the extra point. Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes the score 14-7. So they throw the pick-six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And they just had that pick-six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Simeon on first down. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
12 yards there as they move the chains.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Back to throw, Simeon. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Fletcher Cox busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. And give him a gain of 37. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
Watch him now, Barney. Barney. Hot. Hot.
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
On second down, here's Simeon. This will be caught at about the 6. He's exceeded his receiving yards from a week ago, and we're still in the first half. It's a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Hurry up, here we go.
Out of the gun, Simeon. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Bailey got the extra point, and we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Play action to Sproles. Wentz. And he rifles one incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. So 2 minutes to go in a wild first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this.
Come on now, let's go. Hey, Lou.
Now it's Sproles. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It'll be a loss of a yard, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Throwing is Wentz. Caught by the tight end Ertz. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard. It's a sneak. It's Wentz. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. The tackle made there by Linval Joseph. So they give it up just on their side of midfield. And, yeah, I mean, a surprising decision there to go for that.
Must have a lot of confidence in his defense. Must feel like, hey, we're in great shape here because our defense can hold them because they're really outside of field goal range now. All right, the opposite team. So if you hold them here, you haven't given up any points. You may give up a punt and you're pinned down a little bit, but must have thought it was an okay spot to go for it and decided to be aggressive.
Watch it now, Barney.
On 1st and 10, Simmons. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Wentz going to throw. Screen pass to Sproles. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 7 yards there on the first down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And he finds his tight end. It's Ertz. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
81.
Wentz to throw on 3rd and 1. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Everson Griffin. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now on 4th down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Marcus Sherrill's back deep for Minnesota. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And last time, 1 play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. And the Eagles will go with an extra DB here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd.
Thinking pass all the way.
From the gun, here's Simeon. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Now Sproles. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And likely just out of field goal range, could be Hail Mary time.
And haven't we seen in recent years that the Hail Mary seems to be more successful in the NFL than before?
Absolutely we have. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. And the timeout comes in with 2 seconds remaining. So they can trot out the field goal unit for the try before we hit the lockers. And the kick by Elliott is good. So we've come to halftime here in Philly with the Eagles on top. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Bailey now to kick this one away. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the 3rd quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Wentz throwing on 2nd down. Forced out to his left. And he's got the veteran here. It's Mike Wallace. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll run it with Sproles. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
There was the pressure you were talking about, force the incompletion.
And it doesn't always have to end in a sack, does it? Sometimes you can make a good play by forcing the incompletion with the pressure.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And they'll get this down to the 10. 19 on the last play, 19 more here, and another first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Throwing now is Wentz. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? They'll try and run it now with Sproles. And he's in for an Eagles touchdown. Darren Sproles with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead. And his kick is right through. Elliott now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10.
Watch him now, Barney. Here we go now.
Handoff comes to Cook. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Tackled that time by Sidney Jones.
tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And complete, right side, the tight end Rudolph. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
No. Check. Patriot.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. They find some open field here. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 13 yards that time at a first. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Nigel Bradham, the linebacker, right there on the coverage.
Down. A lot of what they're doing is communicating. Receivers in one area, receivers in another area. They're almost what they call passing them off from one defender to the next, even in zone defenses, and making it very hard to find an open spot for the quarterback to deliver the ball.
And a nice carry there of 15 yards. They go with Murray again. Finding room to the 20. And he'll go down, and that will do it. Here to start the fourth.
Back to that Philly. Here we go. No. Check. Patriot.
On first down, Murray. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Simeon. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Here's a handoff to Sproles to start the drive. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Now Wentz on third down. And he connects with Ertz. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Wentz now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Sproles. And some room to work. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
Right back to him on first down. And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
5-2, hot here. There we go, back.
They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
Black. Solid.
From the gun on third down, Wentz looking deep downfield. And a shot taken on third down, unsuccessful. Fourth down now. First quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
And Elliott puts this one through. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the fourth.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And now out comes Minnesota. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. To throw on second is Simeon. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Simeon in need of something big following that sack, facing 3rd and long.
Let's go!
A shotgun snap for Simeon. Flushed out right. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Desperation time for Simeon on 4th. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And he'll actually lose about 7 yards on the return, but they have possession of the football on the turnover. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
What's up? What's your son? Mike 54. You don't know no better.
Again, they'll run it. Again, it Sproles. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Now, that's a nice play. Got me fired up, partner. But can they do it back-to-back plays? All the training that you go through as a defense for these situations, when you have to get the ball back, everything you go through, holding up the runner, raking at the football, getting to the passer, knocking it out of his hands, whatever way, they have to get the ball back.
Now can they stand tall again for a huge fourth-quarter stop? And Jeffrey's got it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up. Wentz now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Hey. Go down. Push it. Right there.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Tackle made by Eric Kendricks.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now Wentz sliding out of the pocket. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column.
Nice movement there by Carson Wentz outside of the pocket, completes another pass. Help me out here, partner. He's not sneaky athletic. He is athletic. How many times do I have to say it?
Yeah, you've been making that declaration for a while, and at 6'5", he ran a 40 of 4.77, so not only big, but he can move.
That's a good time for a quarterback. He and Andrew match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Philadelphia, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they will hit the road next week to take on the New York Giants. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.